相応の報酬をもらえるなら好きなだけこの手を汚してあげる。
Howdy, lad here. We've got another thief coming out with Bargello this Wednesday, Sonia. She is again a wind thief of the WoW faction and hailing from the memoirs. She specializes in breaking AoE enemy shields. With her passive, she is potentially able to break all enemy shields 6 times regardless of the weakness. That's pretty darn good. Let's go ahead and take a further look at her. Aoyuki is her VA. I could have sworn she voiced another character from OCTOPATH cotc, but it's not coming to me right now. She has a lot of notable roles in the anime world, from this picture alone. It's Maki from One Punch Man, Suyu from My Hero, and Lumen from Genshin Impact. Let's head over to her notable damaging skills. Her first ability is called Spike Dance, SP cost of 21. It's a 2-hit single target dagger damage, potency 55, and she gains 1 BP. Her second ability is Storm Spike. It's a SP cost of 33. It's a 3-hit random target dagger damage, potency 45, and it exploits wind weakness, and she does 4 hits at max BP with dagger damage calculation. Her third ability, Self-Deception, is her nuke attack. It's a 1-hit single target dagger damage attack, potency 230, and it also exploits wind weakness, and also lowers dagger resist by 10%. Her fourth ability is her main breaking ability, Blustering Break. Speed cost of 42. It's a 2-hit AoE wind elemental damage, potency 55, and it breaks shields regardless. And this ability becomes 3 at max BP. For ultimate, it's a 5-hit single target dagger damage attack, potency 75 level 1, and 90 at level 10. And this also exploits wind weakness, of course with dagger damage calculation, and also gives a 5% at level 1 and 10% at level 10 dagger resist down for 2 turns. Taking a look at her support skills, she has anti-attack, which is a single target 20% physical and elemental attack down, and her second ability is White Grape, gives an ally SP recovery of 10, and if the target is thief, she gives them dead aim, which lets the character always crit for 2 turns. Then on to her passives. Whenever she switches to the back row, she gives the SP recovery to the front row, 5% of the allies max SP. And then her second passive, switching to the front row, she can activate any abilities again, no SP consumed. And then she has a 10% wind resistance and 20 in lightning. Taking a look at her stats, she's pretty quick. With a speed of 430, she'll probably always be the first one to go. Her elemental attack is rather high, as many of us will be using her 2-hit wind attack quite often. Well, the main question, should you pull? Her role is primarily of breaking shields. Her passive allows her to capitalize on that. With enemies weak to wind or dagger, you potentially have an 8-hit break with her Storm Spike ability. At best, she can lower enemy dagger resist by 20%, 20% from her nuke attack, 10% from her ultimate. She is possibly one of the best breakers in the game next to Sarissa, as her passive allows you to recover SP for front row, and she moves to the back row. Either in the front or back, she's gaining usage. Now longevity. Against multiple enemies, I can definitely see her being used, and against enemies weak to wind or dagger, she definitely has usage. One flaw that she has is the fact that she might be lacking damage, as most breakers are. Her abilities also require you to max BP to gain an additional hit. With that being said, having her switch to front row is a guaranteed AoE 4-hit shield shaver. That's pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Character design 5 out of 5. I liked her character in the story a lot. Without getting too much of a spoiling, during her story she had a lot of red flags, and I still wanted her to end up differently. But you know it's an OCTOPATH game. You gotta doubt everyone. Voice actress 5 out of 5. I liked her voice in OCTOPATH, a real smooth, gentle voice that complimented Sonia. Abilities 3.85. Her role is of breaking and she does that well, but it's hard to give her 4 stars as that's all she does. Her passive is her selling point. In the front or back, she's great. Longevity again 3.85. She's a breaking machine. With her and Sarissa on your team, you'll be shaving lots of shields. Global buff, solidly 9. I'm limited, 0 out of 5. She's a memory traveler. Overall impression, she's great as an AoE breaker. If you're against a solo enemy, you might want to consider Sarissa instead. Against enemies not weak to daggers, you'll be spending a turn moving her to the back row, and then moving her back to the front row just to break 4 shields if the enemy is not weak to daggers or wind. But her SP region of her moving to the back row is very useful for characters like EXVR. She's a better AoE breaker with better passives, and Sarissa is the better single target breaker. Okay, well that was it for Sonia. I might do a few pulls for her after Bargello, but right now I feel like I don't need any breaker focused characters, as I have a good portion of the cast. Let me know if you'll be pulling for her. She's definitely pretty waifu though. Okay, I'll catch you next time. Take care of yourself. Light out.